Hello, my lovelies. I have missed you, but I've had a lovely, refreshing break. So I'm just going to do a kind of highlights version of what I wore last week, but it's going to be what I wore last month. Now, I've got quite a lot here, so I'm not going to try and fit it all on the screen at the same time like I normally would. But I've got some updates with things I already had. I've got a couple of new things. I've got the things I've been really obsessed with this month. And yeah, so I'm just going to start with one I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be quite interested in. This is the new Sarah Jessica Parker perfume. I say the new. It seems like there's four new Sarah Jessica Parker perfumes, but the three that are in the kind of cool, very brightly coloured almond shaped bottles, those I think are only seem to be available in Europe and not many websites or anything. I can't get them here. But the reason I know this exists, a lovely summer Sunburst, is because I was looking for those other perfumes. So it's not even that I was like, oh yeah, this looks absolutely like I'm going to love it from the notes. But because I really like Sarah Jessica Parker perfume, so I always want to try them. It's one of the few brands I'm excited to try new stuff from, even though, as you will see here, this says Nirvana brands. So this is not the Lovely Company anymore. I think she sold that her Lovely Company website no longer is trading. So yeah, that kind of sucks a little bit, but this is a nice perfume and I would definitely recommend it. I wore it yesterday to work. Look at this beauty. I've got a little light pad here. I've been thinking about trying this for a while, so look. Just to kind of let the bottles glow a little bit, you know. So a lovely summer Sunburst. Let's talk about the notes. And let's just admire the bottle while we do that because it's absolutely lush. So the notes here are top notes of mandarin orange. I don't know that's actually two separate notes. On Fragrantica it is, but I think it's probably mandarin orange. Neroli. Mid notes of iris, jasmine, lily of the valley. Base notes musk, amber tonic, cedarwood and skin. So I wasn't scared by the skin because that's the same note. There's a skin musk in the original Lovely Summer, which was, the Lovely Summer, the original, that did come out when the Lovely Company was still trading. So there was definitely some involvement from SJP in that, and she was in some of the photographs, but that one came out pretty secretly as well. This one came out completely secretly with absolutely no buzz at all, and yeah, it's at Superdrug, or I should say I think that's the perfume store, but it's on the Superdrug website, which is where I got it from. It's also on Luxe Perfumes. It's slightly cheaper from there. It's only like £19, but you do have to pay for postage. So I collected this from store, which meant it cost me 23 quid, brand new. It is lovely. I really enjoyed wearing this. Unlike the original Lovely Summer, Sunburst actually does smell summery to me. So Lovely Summer, I think, smells a bit like a spicy version of Coty Wild Musk, which I love, but for me is a slightly more kind of cool weather kind of profile. This one, to be fair, I sprayed it out and I was like, well, this smells very similar to something I've already got, and it's a very kind of... at this point, I wonder if you could argue that it's a generic profile, but it's a nice profile. It won't surprise you when I mention Love Don't Be Shy. This is nowhere near as sweet. It's much more sheer. It's more citrusy, but it does have that kind of neroli, kind of orange blossomy, sweet, yummy smell. It smells maybe a bit more like candy floss than it does marshmallow. So I think a lot of people have compared it to Sundazed by, I say a lot of people, I think hardly anyone smelt this, but I have seen it compared to Sundazed by Rado, which I can see the similarities there, not a dupe though. It also smells quite like this perfume that I have, which is called Citrus Soleil. This is from Marks and Spencer's, and again, it's like a very sheer, more citrusy, easier to wear, lighter, sort of Love Don't Be Shy style feel, but much more summery. Now, this one's definitely more mandarin heavy in the top, and when it dries down, when it's in the deep dry down, you do get that skin musk. You can sense just that hint of a classic SJP style here. So whether she had any involvement in this before she sold the company, I don't know. I don't know whether she had anything to do with the other new ones either. I don't even know if those are all coming out from the same company, so I don't really know what's happened with the SJP perfumes. But anyway, this I think was about 12 quid. This was 23, but realistically, I love the mandarin in the top of this, and I just prefer this bottle, so I will declutter this one. I'll just give this one away. I mean, this is really lovely as well, but this is slightly stronger. I would say this one was really quite noticeable, quite strong when I first sprayed it on. And I could smell it my whole journey to work. I could smell it through my mask. I could smell it on the tube. I smelled it on myself for maybe 3 or 4 hours before I really felt like it turned into a complete skin scent. And then once it had turned into a bit of a skin scent, that's when you're really getting that ever so slightly gentle skin musky smell. But you've still got, obviously, like neroli never goes away. Neroli is eternal, but the citruses have died down. It's not quite as bright, not quite as sparkly. But yeah, I mean, it's so bargainous. Just respray it. That's what I did. You can see I've already put a little dent in this because I put some in a smaller sprayer to take to work with me because I didn't want to take this gorgeous bottle. But it's so happy. It's so pretty. Does it smell original? No. Does it necessarily smell like an SJP perfume, which tend to be a little bit more original? Probably not. And I know everyone compares the original Lovely to Narciso Rodriguez for her, but I mean, that's hard for me to comment on because Narciso Rodriguez, those musk perfumes, they smell like chlorine to me, so I don't think it smells like Lovely, because Lovely doesn't smell like chlorine to me. But what I smelled recently was Ideal from Guerlain, which Roxy kindly sent me a little sample of. So I think Ideal smells like Lovely. So in my book, SJP, when she does perfumes that smell a little bit like something else, I always think that they smell like vintage perfumes. I think it makes much more sense that she released Lovely and wanted it to smell a bit like Ideal, and she released a Lovely Summer, the original, and wanted it to smell like Wild Musk, because those are perfumes that she used to like or wear. I feel like that's more likely than like making dupes of things, because Covert smells like nothing else. Stash smells like nothing else. Stash Unspoken doesn't really smell like anything else. Privé is it's got a little bit that Chance Au Tendre smell, but it's still, its own little thing. Lovely Sheer doesn't really smell like anything else. Born Lovely doesn't smell like anything else. Like, I think her perfumes are normally quite interesting. This one is possibly the least interesting, but it's still awesome. Like, I still really like this. I would not want to declutter it. I was slightly scared of the amber tonic thing, but mate, I'm just quite happy with this. I think it's really pretty. So this one is staying with me. I'm very happy to have it, and I totally recommend it if you can get hold of it. I think in other countries outside the UK, this might be quite difficult to get, but in the UK, you can get it for a steal. So yeah, really lovely. I just love that bottle as well. All right. I've already been speaking for 8 minutes, but that is a new thing. So, okay. Now let's talk about the other thing that is new in my collection, but not a new perfume. This is actually a discontinued perfume, but I cannot tell you how obsessed I am with this. I'm just going to spray it out real quick. I can't tell you how I'm so obsessed with this. Okay. And it's going to be really annoying, I'm afraid, because I can't really compare it to much stuff in terms of it, like any dupes, and it is discontinued. But oh my god, guys, this is Lolita Lempicka Fleur Defendue. I probably haven't said that right. I think it means forbidden flower. This has rocked up to be my favourite version of Lolita Lempicka. I am so deeply in love with this. This is so incredibly beautiful, and it's so kind of delicate and a little bit fluffy, and I'll tell you for why. Let me read you these notes. Top notes: mimosa, wormwood, strawberry leaf, stem greens. Mid notes: violet, anise, peony, iris. Base notes: almond, cherry and musk. And I have had to actually stop myself from wearing this every day. I wore it for 3 days, 2 in a row, and then another one a little bit later in the month. And now I've sprayed this out, I feel like this might have to be my scent of the day because I haven't put anything on yet when I'm filming this. I'm filming this before the bank holiday weekend. This is so gorgeous. This is such a tragedy that they don't make this anymore, because this still has the heart and soul and the profile of Lolita Lempicka, but it's not as syrupy, it's not as thick, and it's got this fluffy mimosa, and the almond is sweet and delicious because there isn't that praline-y, syrupy, very sugary sweetness here, but it's still very sweet. And weirdly, I mean, I have said this before, actually with an SJP perfume, to be fair. The SJP NYC is a wild strawberry perfume, but it fully smells like there's apple in that to me. I always think that wild strawberry, or wild strawberry leaf, it gives me an appley feel. And this to me smells like almond, apple, and fluffy yellow mimosa on top of a very sheared out version of Lolita Lempicka. And I am so in love. I am obsessed. Because I also recently got, I was going to put it in this actually, but I'm going to save it until I actually make a Lolita Lempicka updated video. I'm going to make one with the discontinued ones that I've been collecting. So I have the EDT version now, like the vintage EDT, or one of the versions of the, which is, I think it's called Love Bite. It's the one that's got the bite taken out the side of the bottle. And it is lovely. It's really good. And it's a really nice way of wearing Lolita Lempicka during like hotter weather, when the original is just way too musky, way too strong, way too sweet and syrupy. The EDT is sharper. It's a bit more floral. It's not a syrupy sweet. This one is a perfect spring-summer version of Lolita Lempicka, but it retains the sweetness because of that almond. But it's fluffy, and it's light, and it makes me feel like I'm frolicking in a meadow. I'm so in love, I can't even tell you. So I'm just obsessed. It's kind of, it might be the favourite thing I've bought this year. And I've bought some really good stuff. It might actually be my favourite thing I've bought in quite a long time. I'm obsessed. It was a very successful blind buy. I've also bought I bought another Lolita Lempicka flanker that's discontinued, an older one, which I really don't like at all. And again, I will talk about that in the video. But this one, Fleur Defendue, holy hell. Heaven in a bottle. Absolutely feel like this one was made for me. I'm obsessed. So yeah, I'm sorry that I can't really compare it to much other than Lolita Lempicka. I don't know I've ever really smelt anything like this, apart from, I can say, because it reminds me of apple in a way, and it's got that sweetness as well. I feel like I'll probably end up decluttering Tocca Giulietta, because this one has like a weird green appley feel to me despite not having apple in it. But it doesn't smell like a candle to me. Whereas the Giulietta and the other one that I've got on eBay at the moment, actually, the Brocard, it's winter apple and wild strawberry. That one has toffee in the base. That one also smells a little bit like a candle, like a gourmand candle to me. So I find those really difficult to wear. This one I could wear every day happily. I'd be happy. I could wear this as a signature scent and I would be happy. So yeah, I'll probably get rid of those. And those are the things that in some way, apart from Lolita Lempicka, this is what that kind of made me think of. And obviously I have the Mimosa perfume Belle de Grace, but that I think is more grassy, more green, more like a natural mimosa flower. This is sweeter, and then it's got that kind of anise. It's got that magic from Lolita Lempicka. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Oh my goodness. This is going to be a long video, guys. Sorry, but I'm going to try not to make it too much longer with these other things. I can't stop smelling this. I'm so in love. I'm so in love. That is like, that's one I would marry. You know what I mean? I'd have a fling with SJP, but I would marry Lolita Lempicka. All right. Okay, let's move on to the things that I've just been obsessed with wearing that I already had in my collection. So we've got probably 4 here. We've got Burberry Brit, the EDT. We've got Guess Dare. They're all kind of tonally similar, aren't they? As you can see, I'm getting low on this baby. Modern Princess, and Sparkling Bouquet from the Guerlain range. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. These have brought me so much joy. Pear perfume, pear perfume. I think this one might have pear blossom in it. This is red apple. They have all, and this is kumquat. They're all kind of, this is a delicious sweet fruity musk. Fruity floral kind of. Fruity floral sweet musk. Fruity floral sweet musk. This one, a little bit more gourmand. So let's have a look at the actual notes. Burberry Brit EDT. I mean, for goodness sake, I am annoyed with myself that I sold on my 100ml bottle of this, because I was so sure that because I preferred the EDP that I wouldn't need the EDT, because what I liked most about the EDT is how it dried down to smell a bit like the EDP. I wasn't considering the fact that the EDP is way too strong for me to wear in hot weather. This one, because there's more lime and there's lemongrass and it's lighter, it definitely is lighter, I have to respray this one more. This is just so good for warm weather, and I am obsessed with it, and I love how it smells. It's so frigging delicious. So we've got green almond, lime, pear and lemongrass, mid notes of almond, sugar and peony, and base notes of vanilla, mahogany and amber. So that, like I said, like there's still a lot of almond in here. It's not quite as, it's still very sugary, but there's not as much vanilla in the EDT, I think, as there is in the EDP. But there's more lime and there's more lemon, and well, there's lemongrass, which isn't in the EDP. So it has this slight, almost medicinal, aromatic, herbaceous quality, but it's still essentially Burberry Brit. And oh my goodness, I'm so in love. It's so good. I love this one. And my colleague complimented me on this. She wanted to know what it was, and I keep expecting her to turn up wearing it. It's so delicious. I'm obsessed and I love it. So then Guerlain, this one is kind of creamy in a musky way rather than in a vanillic or almond way. Oh, this one almost leans ever so slightly unisex. Like, if I wouldn't blink an eye if I smelt a man wearing this, I would just think he smelled amazing. But it's not masculine, if you see what I mean, in a traditional way. Oh my goodness, it's so lovely. My husband really likes this one. So this is kumquat, pear blossom and lemon blossom in the top, mid notes of cactus flower, jasmine and wild rose in the mid, base notes, musk, woody notes and coconut. Absolutely scrumptious, lush and incredibly bargainous if you can find it. I did try the, what's it called, the other version. I can't remember what it's called, but there is a flanker of Guerlain in a gold bottle rather than this kind of rose goldy. I mean, this is not the original cap because this is a tester bottle, but the cap is a rose gold as well. It's just a different shape. Whatever the other one is, I really didn't like it. It was very vetiver heavy. I just couldn't get on with it. This one is magic. It's so beautiful at this time of year. It's the perfect time of year to wear it before it gets really hot, because I find like a creamy musk to be a bit heavy. That's when I go into my much sheerer, not so musky perfumes. But it's beautiful. Now, you can see, right, the dent in this is denting. I mean, I have a backup 100ml bottle of this because I knew I would need it. Oh my God. Obsessed. I've worn this again. I think I've worn this about 3 times. So I've been shopping my stash in this respect. These I've really been obsessed with. This is red apple heaven. It's not like a candle at all. So it's red apple, red currant in the top, mid notes of freesia and jasmine. Freesia, I think, is the strongest floral here. Base notes, vanilla orchid, white musk and white woods. And weirdly enough, this almost has a gourmand quality to it. It's not quite gourmand, but there's something sweet and creamy in here that is so delicious. It's so joyous to wear. It makes me feel clean but happy and girly and fun. And it's quite, I mean, I nearly said it makes me feel young. I'm not sure that's what I mean. But it's just magic. The original Modern Princess is magic. None of the other Modern Princesses are magic, in my humble opinion. Only this one. It's so good. It's lush. So how many times am I going to say that? That's the thing with doing highlights. It's just all a bit obsessively excited about perfumes, you know. And this baby, oh my goodness, Guerlain Sparkling Bouquet, a sweet, heavenly pear lavender perfume. It's also got a hefty dose, I'd say, of like bergamot and mandarin. You can smell that, but it's mainly a kind of a syrupy but not too thick or sweet pear, with just that hint of the Guerlain lavender and vanilla profile. But this isn't vanillic in the same way. This has a musk in it and a sandalwood with those florals that is kind of almost a bit like soapy, again, like a bit bar soapy when it dries down, but not shampooey. It's not screechy. So the notes here are top notes of pear, bergamot and mandarin orange. The mid notes are lavender, peony and jasmine. And the base notes are Tahitian vanilla, white musk and sandalwood. And it's just, again, it's such a joy to wear. The longer I've had this, the longer it seems to last on me as well. But this, again, the same as these. Perfect in kind of spring, like generally in spring. And then maybe early summer as well, these kind of perfumes. Because the original Guerlain is now a little bit sweet for me to wear at this time of year, a little bit thick. But this, I love pear. And I have to say, because it has that Guerlain profile in it, and because of the lavender, it is a slightly unusual smelling perfume. And this is also a slightly unusual smelling perfume because Burberry Brit, and I think the lovely Danielle also says about Burberry Brit, it's a perfumey perfume. It's like a kind of, it's almost gourmand, but it smells perfumey. And that is the same with this one. It's still quite perfumey. It has almost gourmand elements, but then there's other slightly strange things going on. But my God, so delicious. Works so well. Highly recommend all of these. Could not get enough of them this month. This one, I don't need to respray it quite so much. So I feel like this probably is a little bit stronger than these. This one I have to respray all the time. This one I literally have been so obsessed with Modern Princess that I'm going ham on it. But to be fair, this is also a 30ml bottle. So obviously it's going to go down quicker. These are all 50ml. So, and to be fair, I already had hella dents in these from loving it previously. But oh, absolutely beautiful, guys. Obsessed. So those are multiple wears this month. Modern Princess in the same week, actually. So what else do I want to update you on? Oh, well, before I talk about anything else, because I haven't worn this for ages and I did just want to mention it, because this is one you can still get even though it was limited edition. We had a hot snap in the UK, so we had a week where it got super, super hot, and then I wore my tea perfume. So I wore green tea, I think I wore Fleur. I also wore Ilio, for instance. So I was on my, and Mediterranean, which I was going to pull out, but I talk about that all the time. I'm obsessed with Mediterranean. I love that perfume. I wore that a couple of times this month. And this has almost a similar texture. It's a bit powdery, but also fresh and juicy, and the same with the Mediterranean is. But this is Acqua Colonia from 4711, and this is the Matcha and Frangipani. So they had 2 tea perfumes out one year. It was Matcha, Frangipani and green tea and bergamot. Now, green tea and bergamot I think is the best one for wearing in like hotter weather. It's still quite sweet. It's bergamot, but it's not in a citrusy sharp way. It's in this kind of interesting powdery way because it's mixed with the tea. This one is a little bit sweeter, but it's really beautiful. It's a bit powdery. It's really lovely. This one for me, I can wear this in summer easily, but I'd like it in kind of spring because there is a real sweetness here. It's so pretty. And I have to say, you haven't seen the video yet, I don't think, but I have done a Miller Harris Discovery set. I've made a video of that. And Teton I really like that perfume. I think it's really nice. But I have to say, profile-wise, it smells very similar to this, or this smells similar to it. But this is sweeter and more powdery. It's not as unisex. It smells a bit more feminine, this one, to me. But overall, it's got a very similar profile. But you can get Matcha Frangipani for like £15, I think. It's just... I love the bottles as well. It's such a good throw-on perfume for when it's warmer. It's so pretty. Beautifully sweet, a little bit powdery, but still a little bit tangy. It only says there's matcha and frangipani in here, but I'm sure there's some kind of citrus. I don't believe that there's only 2 notes in most of these perfumes that only list 2 notes, but I really love it. So, and I haven't talked about it for ages, so I thought I would mention that. So then we've got some updates. A couple of things that I bought. Let's start with Forget Me Now from Victorinox and First Snow from Victorinox. So these 2 bad boys, what did I say? I mean, I already said Forget Me Not. I was like, I like it. I'm going to keep it. It's a nice one. But I really enjoyed wearing this. I wore it to work. I thought it was lovely. It's bergamot, which you can really smell, pink pepper, forget-me-not, hibiscus seed, and then the base is cedar and angelica. So it's a little bit unusual smelling, but it's also a kind of watery, fruity, floral. It's mainly floral. And it's like, I think what I loved about this is it did feel like I was wearing a shampoo perfume, but it wasn't shampoo-y, if that makes sense. It feels like, rather than what you'd normally refer to a shampoo-y perfume as something that actually smells like the literal shampoo in the bottle, right? So, what's that one called? The most shampoo-y of all time? Well, D&G L'Empêtrice, that one is so shampoo-y to me that it makes me a bit... Well, it really gives me the ick, in fact. And then the one that I thought was so shampoo-y, I absolutely couldn't bear it. Ocean de Joya. So that one, famously a very shampoo-y perfume, literally smells like a harsh detergent to me. So I don't like literal detergent-y smelling shampoo-y perfumes. But what I do like is when I smell like I have washed my hair with like herbal essences or something like that, washed it out, and I'm just wafting the profile around without the kind of shampoo-y, soapy texture or scent, you know? And that's what this gave me. I think it's so pretty. I really liked wearing it. I was actually very surprised at how much I was digging that. I do like this. Got these kind of Louboutin style red bottoms. So that one, I really recommend it. If you can get it for a good price, I think it's a really nice perfume. And actually, it lasts really well. That one, that's a good laster out of all 3. Because I gave the other one, the blue one, it's in the same bottle, I can't remember what it's called, but I gave that one to a colleague at work because it smells very similar to my Sport Water for Women by Jill Sanders. So I didn't need to keep it, but it's also very nice. But this is the longest lasting of all those 3. Then First Snow, when I got this, I was like, I don't know, I like it, but I don't know if I'm going to want to wear it particularly. It's all right. And then I tried it during that hot snap and I was like, I just need to wear this when it's hot. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I've heard people talking about this as being like a green vanilla, and I guess I got a little bit more vanilla when it was hotter, but I do still think that this is more of a tonkery sweetness, and there's a real powderiness here. But in hot weather, this really worked. It was like, First Snow is like a sweet, interesting perfume that is kind of slightly sheer. It's relatively close to the skin, but because there's eucalyptus in it, there is this kind of mentholated smell there, which in hot weather is really effective at allowing you to wear a sweet perfume while it's hot without feeling overwhelmed. It still feels fresh and clean and kind of bright. The same way that mint does, you know, in a perfume. So the top notes here are eucalyptus and white tea. The mid notes are vanilla and orange blossom. The base notes are white musk and tonka bean. And yeah, I mean, this is a great perfume if you want to wear it in hot weather. I definitely wouldn't reach for this when it's cold. I just wouldn't, but it works really nicely in the heat. So I won't be decluttering it. It's staying in my collection definitely for now, because I think that First Snow is also a lovely perfume. So in fact, all three of them that I got are really good perfumes. It's just that one smelled like something I already had, so I didn't need to keep it. But really, really good. Really good indeed. Definitely recommend. And then let's finish with one that I've had for a little while, but the reason I wanted to mention it today is because I wore it and my husband really liked it, so it got compliments. He complimented me twice during the day when I was wearing this. So this is Poison Girl Unexpected. Such pretty bottles. This one's a bit chipped because I got it secondhand, but this is a big 100ml bottle. So let me just see if I can make sure that you can see that. So Poison Girl Unexpected is... I don't like the original Poison Girl. It's too balsamic for me. It makes me feel a bit sick. I feel like it's got like a sharpness from the bitter orange that I don't find mixes very well with the balsamic and kind of almondy, sugary sweetness of that perfume. But I liked this one straight away when I got the sample, and when I had the sample of the EDT, I liked that too. And in fact, let me just grab it. Ooh! The reason the EDT is over here is because wearing this one again, and then I also wore this to compare it, the EDT, another cute bottle, I just realised that I like this one better, but because they are still quite similar, I will be decluttering Poison Girl Eau de Toilette, because these are both discontinued. I think they only do the original now. So the Eau de Toilette I think is a bit more rosy. It's like it's got a tiny soapiness to it, but it is quite similar to the original, just lighter. Yeah, it's still really pretty. It's tangy. But this one has all that ginger in it, and that's what sells it to me. That's what I love about it. I think it's lush. So the notes in Poison Girl Unexpected are top notes of ginger, blood orange and lemon, mid notes of damask rose, base notes vanilla, tonka bean, hazelnut and cashmere. So this is also hazelnut rather than almond. It's got like this fizzy... It's very tangy because of the blood orange and lemon, and the ginger's a bit tangy, but the ginger's slightly spicy, a little bit warm. It's got that kind of fizzy, ginger ale-y yumminess, sprightly feel in the top. But then it dries down, you get more vanilla, you get more tonka, you get a little bit of nuttiness, tiny bit of rose, but it's not really, I wouldn't describe it as a rose perfume. And again, I wore this during hot weather. Much better in hot weather. Same with the EDT. Much, much better when it was hot. I think in the cold, it's just a little bit sharp, and I think the tanginess is a little bit nose tingly. It's still quite nose tingly. There still is a balsamic quality to this, a slightly vinegary feel to this whole range. In fact, all the Poison Girl ranges. But yeah, this is my favourite. This is the one I'm going to keep. My husband was really digging it. I feel like men just like the Poison Girl range generally. I've seen quite a few women on YouTube saying that their partners like Poison Girl. So, although I have a feeling I've also seen someone say that their husband absolutely hates it and it's their most hated perfume. But maybe that's the balsamic quality of the original. Like that really, I do find that one very stressful. Like I can't wear it. Oh, and I should just shout out, the reason that I was thinking about this and I decided to try it again was because I watched the lovely Heart Notes talking about the Poison range, and she was saying, you know, she was decluttering all of her Poison Girls because she's not fussed about them. But I love listening to people talk about the Poison range because I love that range and I love the original Poison. So I highly recommend, if you haven't watched that already, go and check out Heart Notes. Lovely video about the Poison range. That is the reason I was thinking about this perfume. That is the reason I wore it. I wore it on a Saturday when I was at home hanging with my husband, and he was really into it. And I really enjoyed wearing it as well. And actually, again, in hot weather, this lasted and was stronger than it ever has been when I've tried it in colder weather. So this, I think, because it's an eau de toilette, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is an eau de toilette, same as the eau de toilette. But it really lends itself and gets sweeter and more kind of yummy in the warmer weather. And I think I resprayed it once only. I put it on in the morning. I sprayed this on my clothes, and maybe that's like part of the answer to this, is that this lasts longer if you put it on your clothes than it does on your skin. I had it on both. It lasted on my skin for at least 4 hours, I'd say, which for an eau de toilette, not too bad. But yeah, it's really pretty. So that one's staying, and I'm passing on the other eau de toilette. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. I think that's everything. I'm just going to put up... Oh, I just have to put it back up because it's so pretty. And let's put this one up as well because it's such a cool colour. What a bunch of beautiful bottles as well this time round. Absolutely stunning. So, thank you so much. I hope you guys are happy to see me back. I have missed you. Let me know what you've been wearing, what you've been getting up to. I've got so many videos coming up that I don't even know where to start. Going forward, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do what I wore last week, but I'm not going to force myself to do it if for some reason, like, I get to Sunday and I feel like I have to rush and I have to stop doing other things in order to do it. But I am planning to continue doing what I wore last week. It just might be that occasionally, if I'm like away for the weekend, or if something else is happening, or if I've got visitors, it might just be that I end up doing like what I wore last fortnight every now and again. But I am planning to come back properly with what I wore last week. But I love you guys, and as you can tell, I love talking about perfumes. I reached 3,000 subscribers, which is incredible. So I put it on my community tab. I will do, if you would like, a 3K Q&A. Because I did a 2K Q&A, so let's do a 3K Q&A. It gets harder to say the more I say it. If you have any questions for me, then please put them on my community tab under that little the little post that I put up. Obviously, if there's anything that's too personal, I don't want to answer it, I will just mention in the video that I'm not going to answer certain things. And I won't answer questions I already answered in the first Q&A. You can find that on my channel in my playlist, I think called Random, if you want to watch that. But yeah, if you have any questions, please put them on my community tab. And when I've got enough to make a video, I will make a 3K subscriber video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed and you're watching me regularly, it really massively helps my channel if you subscribe. And it also, to be honest, helps other people find me, because the algorithm on YouTube is very much focused on the big channels. Even when I search for things, if it's not that I'm searching for a specific perfume, they will always put up the same people. It doesn't matter if I'm searching for affordable, which I normally am, I will always be getting the same people up. And it's often people who don't do affordable perfumes. The smaller channels who do affordable perfumes are much harder to find, even when searching. So yeah, if you subscribe to, not just to me, but to everyone else who has a smaller channel, it massively helps other people find us, and therefore it helps other people find interesting, unusual and affordable perfumes that aren't necessarily the things that all of the bigger channels are talking about. So yeah, that's why subscribing is such a big deal. That's it. We've managed to get to 40 minutes, which is not too bad for a month's worth of perfumes. I've been so excited to talk to you about this one because I am so obsessed with it that I think I might be putting this one on today, guys, because I don't know now that I've sprayed it out that I can actually resist it. So, I love you all. You're wonderful. Thank you so much for supporting me. And yeah, so that's me out for now. I will see you next Sunday. All right. Bye, guys.